Prepare for battle.
Yes, let's look into the crystal ball. Not Kyle's one. We'll look at everyone else's. Yeah, you're the my magical co-caster now.
I can't
Well,
say.
what do you
I can't say, Toby. I don't want to be biased, but let's
really
let's talk about the drafts a little bit.
Okay, sure. Let's go with that.
I thought that Alliance is gonna pick Disruptor. I mentioned it a couple of times because I think they needed more lockdown and more catch. It also one of the best heroes you can get against the Tidehunter since he can't get out, so you can play around the Ravage. But with the counter initiation from Warlock, it also gives them more team fighting potential. Also Fatal Bonds with Dark Willow, Morphling. That's gonna be so deadly. But I love what Gambit has besides Grimstroke with no single target spells that you can throw in besides the Gush, which I really dislike. Like this is one of the reasons why you pick a hero. You'd want to abuse that ulti.
Yeah.
But they have this position 4 right now. Immersion, one of the better position 5 players on Earth Spirit in the world, and I think they need to play more aggressive. Also, they have Alpha Ninja on TA, so these two heroes can come online very quickly. Troll Warlord might be a bit slow, but depends on the item build that he goes for. I don't want to see Battle Fury. If I see Battle Fury, I'm just gonna leave.
You're like, I want to see Diffuser played. I want to see control against the Morphling. I want to see these type of items to be active. But at least I'm kind of with you a little bit on the Grimstroke. We've seen many times where the Soulbind is never really made the most of, but at the same time, him enabling immersion just by putting the Inkswell on the ES who then wants to initiate, these are things that they're able to really just make low cooldown, initiation after initiation, and just open up the space for Koifa to then be the main man as this Storm Spirit. But it depends if Koifa can get a good lane. Aphro is already, like, he's going to try and beat the crap out of Koifa, and he needs to win this lane as the Templar Assassin.
It's not that easy lane for TA, especially since whenever you attack with the Storm Spirit, you have the Overlord charge, you remove 2 instances of refraction, and it depends how Alpha Ninja will use the side blades. But Storm will get 1 point in pool, and then he can start playing aggressive. Whenever there's a refraction on, he just goes in and tries to take it away.
Yep. A lot of work, and Koifa's pushing it to the edge. How do you like the Troll Warlord pickup? Let's just, like, for the laning phase at least, going up against the Centaur, there was a lot of discussion about, like, how do you actually kill these Alliance heroes? Because Centaur, as well as Morph, if he wants to strength Morph up, are very difficult to kill. So how does the Troll work in the damage, and at what time?
Well, definitely Troll is a great laner because you always have the Whirling Axes to secure the range creeps. The miss chance is great against the Storm Spirit and especially Morphling, but you're also giving Morphling a really good morph targets in this game. You have either TA is great. Also, if he turns into Tidehunter, there's a lot of great spells to steal this game.
Yeah. You're kind of making it sound like Gambit actually has to get past themselves first before they can then start fighting against Alliance when you have Mickey's Morph.
Look at the mid lane. There's going to be a TP from Earth Spirit. They want to kill this...
the timing's not right though.
Storm, yeah, because the rune just spawned and the FNG already picked up an Arcane rune. And these 2 observer boards on the minimap, placed by Alliance, they wanted to kill the chicken, and they also want to see some of the rotations if anyone is stacking, especially if they zone the Tidehunter out of the lane, which I don't think is going to happen since he's playing against the Morph, who's basically a half-milli half-range hero.
Up on top, over towards Tiger, a quick kick, and you keep the slow going. The Bramble Board, a little bit of space for Tiger to back off. And that little bit of space will be enough.
Tiger is only level 1 here, while Tidehunter was level 3 with the 1-1-1 build. There's a lot of kill potential with the stun from Earth Spirit and the slow silence.
And I actually can't believe how, like, the 2 observer wars that got committed by Alliance. Like, okay, let's screw seeing inside of lanes. Let's watch behind the lane as well as on top of the tower. Sure, at least you'll see that Kura coming out that you can't snipe anymore.
You were flagging observer board for a safe lane because it does nothing. Also, a lot of teams are not even blocking the off lane because they bring so much gold and experience. I see a lot of the supports investing 2 sentries to kill 1 observer ward, and it's still worth it. The Hog.
Yeah, he's trying to play around the hoof stomp position to Boxy. And saying he's trying to harass the living crap out of this lane. And FNG's having nothing to do with it. But they have a lot of sustain. There's that TP again in towards mid, away from the observer ward. That's where I kind of like question it. Like everyone tries to get rid of that observer ward in the high ground in mid, but even a defensive one would be able to see that ES TP in. Now he's under the cover of smoke. Bo3 will be pushed into the tree line. And with the movement of ES off the lane, this actually opens up for initiation against the Tide. The Brambles down, Tide a little too fat to fit through that skinny gap. And under the tower, one more adaptive strike. It actually connects, and Mickey gets first blood. Alliance starting game 2 the same way they started game 1.
Insania will pick Invis Rune, not the one that he was hoping for since he can't do much with it, but just taking it away from a Templar Assassin. Immersion, smoked, has a roll, gonna miss.
Too early, I mean too far up. Koifu was getting aggressive, but they kick him back down again. Koifu's having a hard time getting up the hill, but at the same time, Afro doesn't have the bonus damage. Now Tiger will arrive. The Brambles come through. Immersion tries to walk through the Bramble, but he cannot get out.
Nice rotation from Taiga once again. Now he has 1-1-1 build. This is what I love to see on Dark Willow, that extra early stun. Bounties will be ready in 15 seconds. Storm on really low HP and mana, so he's gonna need to use the Shrine right away. I mean, these two observer wards that the Lions placed, no one expects those wards, so they can't be dewarded, even though they're not doing anything at this moment.
So it's always that that question mark, right? Like how many wards actually go the whole duration in a game?
That's the stats that I would like to know.
Yeah.
Haas, if you're listening, I don't think we have the technology yet.
Lairus does the overlays here, and I know that's something that JJ has in the list, because I asked him for that a while back. So JJ, still waiting for the development team. Booker, on you. Initiation on Warlock. Insania will fall. Bo3, nothing he can do when there's 3 heroes down there, and that's just Immersion having the easy delivery system for the Inkswell.
Yeah, even if he misses the roll, it's still a guaranteed kill, especially on the support who has no escape mechanism whatsoever. Both Troll and Morphling having a lot of CS. Storm struggling a little bit because Earth Spirit was roaming around and was missing on the map, so he needs to be careful, even though Storm Spirit got the kill. So right now he's just jungling. He's gonna pop a second Shrine.
That's a nice observable. It's able to watch for it from Gambit, but man, Gambit, CS-wise, like they're looking damn good. And net worth-wise, you actually see on the screen at the moment, like Gambit, they hold 3 at the top floor. This is a very different story to game 1, where Alliance were basically just winning every lane. Goodbye Observe Ward, Tiger will get rid of that. The sentry's also being planted down, so Wafo can't just have easy traps in the northern side of the lane.
Templar Assassin is building all in, like defensive and both aggressive items, which will keep her alive. A Magic Wand already has 10 charges and has infused raindrops, so a lot of mana on Templar Assassin that she needs early on. Bottom lane.
Coming through, Immersion, nice hit. The Centaur kind of trapped in here. The Feather Bonds from Insania trying to get some return damage, but mainly just wanted to neutrals. So Tiger is doing the work, but the Hark will start walking it off. The Centaur falls, and Gambit will now look for efficiency Shrine. And they'll have it.
I would have loved if they actually swapped the lane to have a Centaur and a Dark Willow, because there's so much more kill potential and there is a defensive duel. With Warlock you only have a heal and that's pretty much it.
I love how Koifu just plays the sides. Like, I don't care about burning a little bit of mana as long as I get down the hill in range for the 3 CS in time. Immersion going again, looking for the Inkswell stun. Of course, that will be able to connect through the Shadow Realm. Where's that damage output combining with the Bramble? It doesn't exist. Tiger's on the run. Miz uphill from FNG. Won't connect. Neither will the throw out. He doesn't hit him with the Pegasus Rush with the rolling boulder. It's going to connect. Immersion under the tier 2 tower finds the kill with the TA traps, forcing Koifu to TP away as well. TPing off the middle lane, giving out for all that free space to get some damage into the tier 1 tower. And this crowd in Russia finally feeling for the first time in this series that Gambit are in some level of control.
Yeah, Bo3 using his Squalling Blade to cut down some trees to see the rotation coming out from Earth Spirit, and this is why Immersion is one of the best Earth Spirit players in the game. He does so much, especially in the early game, so they can try to snowball. When you have a Templar Assassin in your team, okay, that's Endless Rune.
It's funny, the Dire scanned him too. So they understand that someone's around here, but Immersion finds the information. Tiger walks into it.
Know something is up.
Yeah. You're not a mime. You just hit a glass wall, an invisible wall. And Afro just continues to pressure these lanes down. Yeah, no room for you in top. Koifu.
I think there's no point for Kwoikwa to stay on mid
They're going
anymore.
bottom lane. Bo3 still doesn't have level 6 just yet. The Inkswell will follow up for the connection, and Dahak was just waiting for it. He'll come in close, finish the job, and Centaur will fall once again.
Way aggressive play from Gambit in the second game. Also, I love the build on the Grimstroke. He's going, even though he's position 5, 2-0-2, and the Kwoikwa just needs to stack the jungle for himself and keep farming there because the lane is pretty rough. They also need to get rid of the traps on the mid lane so they can defend it.
Well, I don't think they'll have much longer they can hold on to that mid lane. Afo is wanting that tier 1 tower gone. That is one of the coolest taunts ever. Almost as good as Wraith King's Dance.
Well, I still think Lions and Undyings are the best ones in the game.
Ooh. Disco Pony, Leshrac. That's a nice one. Afro just getting the Curse Crown from Tiger, but it's just more of that, hey, fear me slightly so you back off away from the tower.
Even though there's no kill potential, they're just trying to drag the creep wave and keep their tier 1 tower alive because it's so important. After your tier 1 is down, the Templar Assassin get access to your jungle, and the way she farms takes away those camps so quickly.
Oh, Crab Courier wasn't meant to be sniped off. That's all for the 10-minute bounty runes. A quick stampede away to safety. Allows him to get out of range of the Inkswell. Still ends up being a 2-for-2 rune trade-off with the mid tower. Apo's wanting to ensure it. Insania looking for the denial. Now initiation onto FNG from Kwoikwa. Burning all of his mana. Crosses the other side of the river, but he gets the kill.
Easy 300. They also killed the courier, which gave Centaur some of the XP. The new courier also, the flying one, gives experience, and Region Rune Storm, also a couple of stacks. This will get Storm Spirit back in the game.
Sitting at 3.7k net worth before he begins this. Watch that counter just pop up. Trying to still catch up to the TA, who's a long way ahead. Ty's also getting a free offlane at the moment, so we got... Actually, I think it's already coming. Well, it was probably meant to be coming on the courier. In fact, there it is. It's passed off by FNG, who's now the new courier. The Hood of Defiance has arrived for the Tidehunter. They're just starting to amp up and give that survivability that you can get from an offlane aura like the Tidehunter. You get the counter initiation. If Alliance want to go for you, you've got Ravage as a quick answer back as well. Yeah, they're rotating 5 heroes on top. They want to secure this tower. Ravage is ready. Also, I love what FNG is doing. He didn't even put a single point on level 6 in his Soulbind because they have basically nothing. Yeah. And I also love how they moved away from the 2 Observe Wards that Alliance freshly planted on bottom lane. And this turns into a straight tier 1 for tier 1 tower trade-off. And since they TP top, I don't think Gambit can defend the tier 2 tower on bottom. Also, with this kind of a build on the Hawk, it allows him to Diffusal Blade straight in, gives him so much more damage, and the extra slow, you can basically slow him 3 times in a row. And Mana Burn is so good against Storm Spirit and Morphling. Like, you just want to push the tier 2 tower. Like, Retaliate's giving plus 211 to Boxy, so they can push the lane hard. But this will turn into like a straight safe lane tower trade-off. Because there's no reason, if they want to fight, they're going to get a fight. Tiger trying to run away from Apo. He's got TA traps available. Nice little dodge as he goes into Shadow Realm, but Immersion, now Stampede also being used. There was no follow-up stun, just the Magnetize, but Immersion, I don't think he's done just yet. Drops the secondary rock. Kwoikwa jumping in for his own. Another rock being dropped. Tiger continues to have the ears ring. He's looking for something to do. Immersion will die, but Tiger barely survives. Oh, the magic wand and the Tranquil Boots were just ready to kick in, save the Tinkerbell at all costs. But this is going to be a tier 2 for Gambit, a free 1 bottom lane. They can TP out. Yeah, you do have Insania with Rock, so they can't TP out straight away. Mickey's already moved off the tower. We didn't talk about Mickey this whole time. He is level 10, has Mask of Madness, so he's going to be full HP all the time. He farms so quickly on top of net worth right now and is building towards the Manta style, so he's going to be ready to remove some of the silences. Whirling Axe is kind of a natural build into this game. Yeah, but it's just that Diffusal Blade, BKB, Troll, Warlord that's able to keep up with him. Obviously, the Morph is going to be amazing. This is Mickey Morph as well. Like, it's going to be amazing. We still didn't see a full team fight. The Ravage, not used. Rock, not used. 13 minutes in. Never really been an opportunity for it. They're looking for a D ward out. So no vision. What does Gambit want to do? They want to back up. Alliance, they see them on the bottom lane. They were
on their observer board, so they wanted to make some kind of a move on top, but they need to bring numbers.
The Courier is finally bringing that diffuser blade up. Obviously, with the death time, it's having to work overtime just to get packages delivered before Christmas. And that means now Troll can initiate in if someone gets just close enough. And, well, someone's just close enough. It's Insania. They're looking for the fear, and it will at least force one run away to Hawk. With the Curse Crown, some of him will be stunned up as well. Got the Whirling Actus up defensively, and with a jump forward, maybe that's not exactly where the Hawk wanted to be. He'll be pushed up, still leaving a kill on Insania, but underneath the Shrine, Gambit are fighting Alliance. The Rock will drop. They're going to find TA. Afro Ninja in too deep, and two huge cores from Gambit will fall to Alliance for no cost apart from abilities.
This is not what you do. Tidehunter was showing on the bottom lane with no DP in his inventory, so Alliance made a move, and he was nowhere near the side shop, so he could not get it. A really nice call from Alliance right there. Go and Troll, try to pop his ulti, and even with the Stampede, you could see Bo3 in this game, he's trying to save his teammates so many times, even though it's a position 5 Warlock, even if it's just a Dark Willow. They're kiting really nicely around this Tidehunter.
Oh yeah. If he's not there, take the fight. And now Gambit look towards Roshan. Rock is down. Do they want to go in? They'll have a squiz. Like they know he's up, but it's the 15-minute bounty runes they're actually moving for. But you don't have to take the risk. But while Rock is down, while Stampede is down, you got to feel a little bit more confident.
Dire scan. They're just checking if they're picking up bounties. That's not the greatest scan in the history. Since you're picking up the bottom ones, they'll probably have the top ones, but still.
I saw movement at the 15-minute mark on top of a bounty rune.
Yeah, because Alliance does not have a single observer board on the top side of the map. Maybe a scan in the Roche pit would have been better. Still, they're not doing that. There's also not a trap inside the Roche by Gambit.
That's
like usually you don't need it that early,
need it, right?
Yeah, because you are the one taking the Roche early on.
Yeah, like you're not going to contest for the fight. You know, I mean, you're not going to go in and try and take a Roshan yourself. Like Gambit, they definitely want to have their own engagement. They're pushing up through mid. Bo3 will reveal himself for a moment. Afo at least wants to give him a quick slap. But they want the tier 2 tower mid, or Alliance to come into the fight. A smoke in the back lines.
Again, they smoke under the observer board. So untypical of Gambit, because FNG is usually the one buying all the sentries.
But there's a double damage rune. If Gambit are fast enough about this, Alliance will probably know there's been a smoke maneuver, and they were walking back to Roshan as they smoked. Alliance in nearby, but how fast are they going to be? Roshan's dropping quickly. He's already at 1/3 HP. Mickey starting to get rid of some of the traps, but Roshan, by the time the illusions arrive, the Hawks and Clement, he gets bashed up. The illusions in storm. Long jump in, but Amber, you've already got him with the rise. The crazy face. The Fear's going to push everybody back into the bramble. They have no other choice but to run the stuns. Maybe with the Soulbind, they can hold him there, but you've already lost 2. Where's your follow-up? Morphlee's going up to FNG. One more hit uphill. He will not miss this. And Afo with an Aegis just wants to get the hell out of here. Refraction and blink up. Maybe counter push the wave, but Alliance, they lose Roshan, but they may get more. Tidehunter still in retreat. Mickey doesn't see him. No wards up on the hill.
Once again, love the decision-making by Alliance. They know something is up, even though they did not have division, even though they smoked. Storm zips in, tries to steal the Aegis, like really huge walls on the Storm Spirit, and nice follow-up from the Dark Willow, because they know even if they use the Ravage, the Fear will get them out of the Roche pit. Even if Gambit got this Roche and the Aegis, it's still a win for Alliance.
For me.
God, that's a very depressing kind of thing to say if you're for Gambit listeners. Like, Yule Scepter has now arrived for the Storm Spirit, so he's even more elusive. Hard to initiate onto.
It's a great item just to have something against Phantom, remove the silence from the Earth Spirit, also keep the Troll inside the air during the duration of his ulti. And Taiga, Bracer. Bracer is the best item in the game right now besides the magic one. Man, it gives you just a casual Bracer when you get 2. I mean, you're getting a command from me after the game for sure.
For a little bit of fun backside knowledge, like when we were starting this off, Lacoste and I were talking about Warcraft 3 goes, and a player from Southeast Asia that would buy 5 Bracers because he thought, oh, yeah, I'm having a slightly worse game.
Yeah, 5 Bracers and Boots of Speed on Zeus. I think it was a player from Zenith.
No, that's Warcraft 3 Zenith as well. That's not Loader Zenith. That was, the old days. Well, we get to slow the pace of the game down once again. Mickey continuously building further and further ahead. E-Blade pickup makes it difficult for Troll to get short damage in.
They're gonna need BKBs on Gambit to actually take that fight, because if Fatal Bonds are used, there's so much damage to throw into there. Once E-Blade is finished, the Dark Willow, one of the targets, gets isolated. Even just the Centaur. And I love the build that the Centaur is going for. Crimson Guard and has Heaven Halberd queued up. So, like, you're basically crippling 2 cores with the 1 item.
And they really, like, Mickey, I don't think he really wants this fight. Probably feels like the Hawk is a little bit more baited out. Mickey
should be careful.
Rolling Boulder comes in, instant silence from Immersion. He gets the timing right. The rock drop, however, allows Mickey to turn with the Ravage. They want more space. Mickey is down. They threw everything they had, including the kitchen sink Gambit. And they got him. Morphling's down the drain.
That's almost 500 gold. Luckily for Alliance, FNG is the one who got it. But they should be more careful about it. Like, he was trying to bait some of the spells, but they have ways of killing him. Still a bit less than 2 minutes on this Aegis. Deso is finished. He just needs to use the courier.
Oh, yep, there it is. It's out. So TA building up with the Morphling dead. There's no time to farm. And got to give some confidence to Gambit. There's some heroes who on Alliance knew was going to be pretty difficult to kill anyway. Koifa, one of those pains in the butt. As the haste rune stolen out in front of the Tide Hunter. So maybe now we actually get to see him finish up the Bloodstone in this game. God, he's getting so big. He's still not the biggest. Like, obviously TA's got a lot behind her too, and the Troll. The BKB coming on the couriers, and now finally that item you've been looking for is now here.
I think Troll will become untouchable during the BKB duration because they have no physical damage whatsoever. Morph still, at this point, can't really man up against them.
It's like, oh, you almost want to, like, defensively E-Blade at that point. Keep him away. But the Aegis Immortal's got 40 seconds left, and then it's gone. So TA's using that time as well to get her own BKB.
Yeah, also Tide Hunter decided to go for a Blink Dagger in this game, usually, which we don't see that early on, but he wants to be able to find the Dark Willow. With the Fear, he can control the team fight just by staying behind and with the Centaur, so if they initiate, get a kill or 2, they will be the ones controlling it.
And good thing to watch when the fight begins. Where is that Tide's position? I kind of liked it during the last fight up on top. I was like, you know what, we're going to use this because I need this, just a chain stun. And by that point, Alliance, if they were going to come in, would be counter-initiating into the middle of a Ravage. But where do you add the pressure? If you're Gambit, the Aegis Immortal's timing out about now, and you're being pushed on the bottom lane. Koifa's all over this map. He's playing the perfect split push.
Yeah, right now it feels like Alliance just wants to dodge a team fight, maybe get a pick-off if possible, try to delay them, because they can feel that the Gambit is extremely strong right now. With that Tide Hunter ulti, BKB on Troll.
You got Rock in 10 seconds. But then Alliance will at least have that big AoE stun. Nice Observer already being planted down, trying to watch Mickey, who's over in the trees. Immersion saw him. He'll have to do this Rolling Boulder. Silence again instantly. They start with a Ravage. Rolling Boulder in, full-up silence. Morph is dead. Once again, he does have buyback available.
50 seconds, they need to be out of the base. Try to push the lanes from side of Alliance. Bottom lane, someone needs to be there because it's really close to tier 3 tower. Double damage on TA. Like, they should not defend the tier 2 tower. It's gone 30 seconds without the morph, and it's extremely low. Gambit's not going to stop.
That's it. Can they push hard enough? But it looks like you've already got a TP back. That's going to be the Tide Hunter taking care of bottom. Suppose every time Ravage is down, Gambit's like, okay, let's just get control of our lanes back again. We've put Morphling down for the moment.
This is the problem with Radiant. The bottom lane is always pushed out. Like, say, I mean, it's a mirror. Always the top lane for Dire is pushed out.
The Hawk needed an extra stun. Scepter also arriving now in. That's going to get into the hands of Tiger. That means double Scepters. They can mess around with Gambit's positioning. A jump forward, looking for the TA. She'll come back down again without that BKB being there. She is a lot more open. The Hawk wants to try and help out, but then you've got the movement speed. Advantage from Boxy triggering the Stampede and had TA trapped in the upheaval. dead for 50 seconds.
That's a huge pickup for Alliance right there, because every time you kill a Templar Assassin, you're just slowing her farm. And she's the hero that farms extremely quickly with the side blades. Also, they need dodge fights a little bit more, because Morphling right now only has a Ghost Scepter, and he would love to have that E-Blade for the next fight, even for a saving capability, or just try to blow up Grimstroke in the backlines.
This smoke from Alliance, they're not going to find anybody. Gambit are already moving in towards the mid. Tidehunter is the only one who's even remotely exposed on the flank of Gambit. But he'll steal the illusion rune. And they'll have a couple of choices to make. Which one? You got 3 Tides and they go for the one at the front lines. And they chose wisely. They hit the right Tidehunter, but here comes Immersion. Starts off with his own kick and follow-up silence, dropping the rock. It's going to be Insania and Goifa. He was ready to jump. They're pushing him away in Immersion. He's just currently tied and locked underneath Insania's Golem Foxy. And Mickey will join the fight too, turning into the Templar Assassin, attacking into the Templar Assassin, but respecting Dahak with his BKB, looking for the fight. But they don't have the information. The Glimmer Cape allows Mickey just to walk away.
Glimmer Cape and Meld. Also, that was a buyback from FNG. Alliance realizes when they need to take a fight, they use the rock, get a 2 supports and the buyback, and still go away. They just need to drag this game into later stages of the game. Also, Bounty Runes are spawning. It's going to be 2 for 2. Maybe Dark Willow will be able to pick up one of those on top as well.
TA may be a little bit careful about going for the top rune after what happened last time. That's the Tidehunter instead. He's a little tankier for the job. So the BKB from Aphro, the critical thing. The Courier will have to go all the way back to base first.
Yeah, Roche will respawn in 1 minute and 20 seconds with 2 BKBs. Feels like Gambit just wants to take it by force. They have a lot of physical damage. Also, this is the big item on their side. The Spirit Vessel against the Morph, even though Morph has a way to dispel it with the Manta style. But he does not spell when he's using Morph anymore, so that's a huge nerf for Morph in those terms.
And I really want to keep an eye on the buyback counter. If you jump in, you blow Ravage, and your BKBs are down, what more sustained damage does Gambit have, especially for Cork and buyback? Currently, all 3 cores from Alliance do not have buyback available, and everyone from Gambit doesn't have buyback available. Immersion gets the hell out of there. Does not feel comfortable at all. His team is too far away. Koifa doesn't care about being far away. We've seen him burn all of his mana to get the jump, and they may need to do so. Dust, this time they brought detection. Warlock dead for 44 seconds. They TA trap quickly, rolling border forward to Merchant, trying to catch in towards Boxy. The extra help is coming in. There's your buyback from the Warlock and Gambit. They just want to get the hell out of here. If Boxy dies, it'll be costly, but Gambit can't lose anyone else.
With this huge mana pool on Storm, he can try to zip in, maybe force them to use a BKB, and then they can take a fight. Also, Insania use a buyback, because if he's not, Gambit will try to engage into that team fight. Boxy does not have a Blink Dagger yet, and we can see on the screen he just bought Heaven's Halberd. I already talked about the item, how good it is, especially against the Troll and the TA. If you can use it before they can get their BKBs off, no ways of dispelling it.
Roshan's alive. Alliance have already put the Observer and Sentry on the northern side, so they want to make sure they got information inside the pit. Top fight is going to come in just in a second. Five heroes from Alliance ready to engage. Look at FNG's itching for a fight. Immersion's going to give it to him. The rolling boulder in. Gets a quick silence over on the Centaur. Trying to make sure there is no Stampede away to safety. The tier 1 tower, however, will still end up going down as Gambit smoke up. At least this one's not on top of an observer ward. Koifa jumping across this map. They want him dead if they can claim him. The TA trap's just helping push the wave back for the moment.
Oh, look at the observer and the sentry from Alliance. This should be in range, but they don't want to do anything yet.
Yeah, if they start Roshan, they know the danger for him. But Boxy just walking straight in the middle of him. Quick double silence, actually. Not perfectly chained. Stun over on Roshan, but the backline's where the trouble is. Troll starting with his spinning axes. Maybe trouble if Centaur goes down. Afro, he's blink forward. The damage output is going to get the kill. Centaur down, so is Grimstroke with the rock from Insania with a better ball. The Hawk will break free. The Ravage buying some time for the Hawk to beat into the Morphling. He needs to kill off Mickey. Mickey's running out of mana as well as life. They're going to get the kill. Koifa trying to help out. He's rooted too. You'll set her up. Defensive. Have they got the damage quickly? Yes, they do.
Wait, where was Dark Willow in that fight? She was nowhere near. She didn't even use a single spell, and they...
AWOL! Whoa. Problematic to say the least. Well, she had a couple of abilities off it seems, but it came very, very late. Gambit will now move into the pit, and with Troll, they take her very, very quickly. Aegis and Cheese. Dahak will take the Cheese, Aegis into Aphro, and Dahak is now approaching his Manta style, but other ways to break free of Fatal Bonds without having to burn your BKB every time.
Manta style is such a good pickup against the Bramble Maze, against the stun. Also, you can dodge Ethereal Blade. Looking good, even though it's only it's less than 1k gold lead for Gambit.
That's it.
With Cheese and Aegis, it's still looking rough for Alliance, especially if they don't bring Dark Willow in the next team fight.
Yeah, we're not breaking out the champagne for a game 3 just yet, but
another DD.
It looks good for Gambit, and yeah, sure, it's always there when you need one. Butterfly from Aphro is rapidly approaching. And the Lions understand they can't really stop this push at the moment. When Rock is down, it seems like there isn't really that much of a fight. I don't know if Dark Willow could have made that like escape happen, but it was such a weird move as well. The Centaur walking into the middle of the fight. I kind of almost want to watch that on a replay. Just see Bo3. He's like, I'm in front of Roshan. We understand this is the concept. They're going to walk right in front of Gambit and be the bait.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, Toby.
Okay.
They're approaching. Gambit is not stopping with Cheese and Aegis. They also have a couple of good traps placed. Upheaval, Warlock sitting far behind.
The Hog just needs to see up the hill with a creep wave, and then he can hit into the tower. They force the rotations back from Alliance.
You can see the power of Manta style right there.
Yeah. No way to control him. So they back out. If Alliance didn't retreat, they would have taken the tier 3 tower and moved in towards Shrines, but for now, Gambit just have to slow the pace up once more. Get control of these side lanes. It's a low kill game. It's all about who you... Like, if you can get the big initiation onto one core, then it allows you to get objective. We've got 25 kills in a 30-minute game. This is very slow for a Gambit and Alliance game.
And this is why Diffusal Blade is one of my favorite items on Troll. You burn the mana on Storm Spirit, especially on the Morphling. Even though Morph doesn't cost mana, he still can't use his spells. Like, the most important one is getting a waveform. Also, when he transforms, if he doesn't have mana to use any of the spells, he feels pretty useless.
Immersion. Looking at Bo3 once again. It's a Dire Observer and Sentry, however, so Bo3 100% knows that a gank is just itching for him.
They have good heroes of...
Rolling Boulder. Well, you knew the gank was coming for you, but still. Dust is up, Insania. He has Rock available, Stampede being triggered defensively from Alliance to escape.
Their heroes are really good of dealing with the creep waves, trying to creep skip. Storm Spirit, Morphling, even Dark Willow to one extent. If she's just out, the only hero who can stun her is either Tide Hunter or Earth Spirit with the roll. She can just pop her Bedlam and clear the creep wave.
Dire structures are
Fortification. And they're definitely concerned. They want the backdoor protection to come up. Rooted, fatally bonded. 2 already broken free. Tide's fine with this. Standing in the front lines to take the tier 3 tower. They'd love to get the melee Rex well. He's forced a reaction. Bo3 jumping forward. Diffusal Blade instantly slowing him up. He's having to walk back through the creep wave under the cover of the Glimmer Cape from Alliance. They still have a Bramble. It's a good combination. Lotus Orb trying to protect, in fact, sends it back towards the Morphling. Copper decent chunk of damage. Both Troll as well as Morph down to 50%.
That's a big one. Storm Spirit getting a lot of levels. Level 22 about to hit, and Arcane Rune. They lost the tier 3 tower. Still a minute on this Aegis on Templar Assassin. So they would gladly want something to happen.
You can see Koifa's desire as well. If he hadn't observed what, he'd see that courier flying at the moment, but he's wanting to keep the creep waves back, but he's also looking for initiating items. He wants to get the Bloodthorn up and running. They need to be able to ensure that when these BKB timings are out, or these support things, they can sit in the back line with just a Spirit Vessel only, that they will die. He needs to get these easy pickoffs on the back lines. I kind of gotta say, he's got to kill the ES.
FNG is doing such a good job devouring Alliance's ward. Right now they have one ward near the Roche Pit and one where they wanted to defend the tier 3 tower. So they don't have much vision if they decide to creep skip and split push.
Yeah, that's when you start to get a little concerned, and Storm has to play the numbers game. because there's no BKB, there's no Lincoln Spear on this Storm. He's not concerned about the initial stuns because they don't have any. It's just the lockdown of Ravage, which will pierce everything unless you get a BKB off in time, which is also problematic, as we've already seen from the Morphling.
Yeah. Ideally for Koikwa, he wants to pick off Grimstroke in the backlines before the fight starts. But Glimmer Cape is ready on Grim, so if he can get that off, Storm will lose a lot of mana since he's not carrying any detection.
You know, Bo3, how many times are you trying to bait this out? Immersion will mop the creep wave up from relative safety by just kicking down some rocks. 5-man smoke up from Alliance, no longer a bait. They're gonna try and force the issue against Gambit.
They have a 10-second BKB on Morph. They want to use that. Nice positioning from FNG.
So this is how you start on RTG's cliff position. You see as much as you can. Inside of Roshan is where Dahak was trying to hide. He'll have to BKB almost instantly as he comes out of this. In fact, that's what happens. Mickey silenced up, burns his own BKB, and then Soulbind. He actually linked himself up with Bo3 for the TA right on top of him. But where's the damage going to come from? In towards the pit. They're looking for immersion. The rock will drop right inside the pit. Koiva jumps in too, but the Ravage will blow. Have they got the damage output? You've already got the buyback now out from Harpy. She'll come back in just a couple of seconds. As Bo3, he's still trying to retreat back out with Afro there. They have the damage output. Gambit, they stay together. Mickey, he's back inside the pit.
Nice
Afro, the fear, it pulls him away. Mickey, maybe he feels like he's still going to fight looking for FNG. Won't happen. Maybe
There's
the dust reveal, so they can't hide him inside the Glimmer Cape. FNG will fall. Troll is down for over a minute without buyback as well. Gambit are in full retreat. But it feels expensive from Alliance. Buyback on both Centaur as well as the Dark Willow.
Yeah, 2 huge buybacks on their side, but they needed that to win this team fight because Storm had a lot of mana, but was really careful about using it. And with the Arcane Rune, they need to survive through initial burst of the Tidehunter ulti and lower the BKB cooldowns, and then they can take a fight. They just need to drag this game. I feel like Alliance has it in the late game.
And feels crazy.
4 bounties, sorry.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to pick 5 bounties.
Yeah, that's the bottle, man. You save it for a rainy day.
I might be an idiot, Toby, but I'm not stupid.
I might be an idiot and I'm stupid. That's like the thought that went through my head when we started thinking about bottle. It's like, does it make Morphling a cannibal if he has to drink? Should Morphling never go bottle?
And this is what I talk about. Like, you could see the Grimstroke with the Glimmer Cape causing some issues. So now they bought a gem on the Storm Spirit. Who's the one carrying it? Centaur, yeah.
Centaur, yeah, it's just moving through our long list. Yeah, Centaur's the one who's got it.
They want to get rid of the traps. That's the most important thing, so they can approach, because trap damage plus the slow is causing a lot of issues for them right now.
Yeah. They need to push out these side lanes. Alliance do it a hell of a lot more efficiently. I'm actually wondering too, once you look towards the next Roshan, can Alliance always just look to backdoor it? Like, you've got the Storm Spirit that can move across the map so easily, so quickly. You can counter push, but it means Gambit have to commit someone to that lane. And so far, like you're looking at Trez, you're not looking at BT carriers for Gambit. Roshan is up, it's the Aghanim's upgrade as well.
Aghanim Scepter upgrade, that would feel really good on Alliance if you can get it. Either give it to a Centaur or give it to Storm Spirit. That's a free Ravage.
Yep. Give me one electric black hole. That's the way I like to describe it. Ravage isn't as cool as black hole. I'm sorry, Shiva. I know you're tuning in right now, but yeah. Enigma is the king. They're smoking up. They're going for Roshan. They're inside the pit now. Alliance have no information inside this pit. Morphling pitches at the Skarner, ready to fight. Dust is already out. Quick silence. They found the wall a little bit too far forward.
He has a buyback. He needs to use it.
They'll commit into Roshan now. Bottom lane isn't pushing anywhere near hard enough to make Gambit worry about this. They got more than enough negative armor to beat into Roshan. There's your buyback out from the Warlock. Alliance are coming over once again. Here comes Storm. Long jump to the other side. Almost picking up FNG, but Roshan's so low. Koiva, the BKB's there. He's trapped in with Bo3. The Soulbind held them together. You've already lost the Grimstroke. Waiting. They're waiting for the Ravage. They're waiting for the time. This is the ultimate patience of the Tidehunter. Rock will finally drop the Mid-Teddy, and now the Ravage will be dead. But Roshan's not dead just yet. They want to find the kill and jump in for the stun. It connects over on the Centaur. Koiva's already back. He pulled back in with immersion. He's holding with the silence and the rolling boulder. Maybe there's the damage to do it. The troll, he played it up. He can't attack anything. He just held in position. Finally, someone can kill Roshan. You've got Ty under in there. Who's going to get the kill? Roshan killed by the Dire. Koiva's got the Aegis Immortal. We'll pick up the rest of it later as Mickey beating into Afro Ninja. Refraction is protecting him, but that refraction only lasts for so long. He'll go down. A minute and a half on the sideline. Alliance continue to fight. It is going to be Tidehunter falling in just a second. Reduce the damage, but the kill is still there. Dead for so long. Buybacks are available.
What a buyback from Koiva. He zipped there. He knew that he has a buyback. Popped the BKB and the quick fingers on him. He also has the Aghanim Scepter in his inventory, and he actually popped on himself. Level 25 Storm Spirit with the Ball Lightning Remnants. This is going to be a huge problem for Gambit.
This is the perfect time to say Alliance are doing it. They know that if they win this series, they're going to TI9. Gambit, they've been so good throughout this TPC. Their path through the minors has been rough at the beginning, but it was always there, looking better and better. They beat Virtus Pro in the CIS qualifiers to get to this position. But Alliance are holding strong. Their second Aghanims arrives over on the Centaur. They're looking for 2 lanes of ranks. They can't go for a third. The tier 2 Star is still up on top. But Gambit.
Templar Assassin, she protect, she attack, but most importantly, she does not have a buyback.
17 seconds. Watch the clock. Tide trying to force some level of initiation. Rolling boulder from immersion. They find Mickey. A quick stun. They're just using that ink swell. And now Bo3, he jumps in inside the bramble. Alliance decide to fight. They actually fear them away to Hawk. He can't find the kill. Mickey runs himself away. The ES dies.
Alliance need to reset. They need to go back. Templar Assassin is out.
TA's up. Gambit, they need a kill. They're looking towards Mickey. Here's your Curse Crown stun. Just keeping them away. Gambit can't continue the chase. Insania, the TP away to safety. No bash, no stun, no control.
Perfect
Alliance get out.
They got what they wanted. They got the Raxus on the mid lane. They got the tier 3 tower on the bottom. And at this point, only Troll and Grimstroke have buyback on Gambit's side. Meanwhile, Morph is the only one.
Whew. Alliance still need to end this. That's the harder thing.
Alliance will not rush anything right now because they want to get their buybacks back online. Ideally, Storm Spirit with the buyback is one of the strongest heroes in the game because you can always zip. And with the Centaur Aghanim Scepter upgrade, they're gonna receive, I think, not enough damage. This is gonna give survivability to Troll. The extra lifesteal after the ulti. So they just need to kite.
My God, Alliance. They feel good, but I'm starting to see more and more things that are still there. So yeah, Satanic, Troll can try and survive. The Meld hit bash 25 talent as well from the TA. Maybe they can get initiation lockdown.
Oh, and this is the item that we don't see way too often. Eon Disc picked up on a Dark Willow. If she can survive through initial burst, I mean, with that she can because of the status resistance as well during the duration. She's gonna get the fear off. And BKBs are on 5-second duration.
The Hawk's waiting inside the pit once again. Tiger comes in, Smoke will break, he blinks himself forward. Ezreal Scepter up, Bramble, easy follow-up. The Hawk moves deeper inside the pit. There's now Alliance. Wonder if this is the place they really want to fight. Immersion rolls in, they've already triggered off the A on disc. He gets the kick, slowing down. Mickey wants a rolling boulder away. A quick slow that goes to deploy a little bit more time. Down to Hawk, back into the fight. The Soulbites holding Mickey together. Koiva looking at the back line, looking to kill off Immersion. They're able to get rid of him, so goodbye ES. The Rock is finally dropped from Insania, and now get another hit out. Afro is dropping low. The Ravage creates a little bit more space, and Afro, the damage output is there. Morphling is down. Buyback's available. They want the kill on Koiva. He's out of mana, but no!
He died to Remnant.
He actually died to the Remnant. Well, crap. Oh, Gambit's in a lot of trouble now. Tia does not want to buy back into this. Morphling is dead for a while, and Alliance will get their wish. They'll get to reset for the moment.
This Aghanim Scepter on Storm Spirit, if used correctly, the pull, you can do a mini black hole, and it's so good. Still, Troll Warlord has cheese from that previous Roshan on top of Satanic, so they need to play around it. They can't really focus him down, especially whenever the Ravage is up. Also, Tidehunter just hit level 25, so 25 cooldown reduction on him. He didn't decide to man up. Has no damage items.
Hey, you'll take anything you can to get that Ravage back off cooldown as fast as you can. A 4-second anchor smash, you'll take that too. They need to be able to always be up and ready to fight faster than Alliance, and they've shown they have the damage output. The TA can do it. Same with the Troll. If they can bait around these big abilities of Alliance.
I would love to see a 4-step, maybe a second one on Alliance's side, because Warlock has one. Also, Warlock didn't decide to go for XP gain talent. Like, with that fight, he would have been at least level 20 by now.
He's 17. That's his current level on the Warlock. He's well behind. And you do have one 4-star coming on the Tidehunter. So, other side for Gambit. Dahak. Woo! That timing could have been perfect if Koifa jumped even a fraction of a second earlier.
15,000 net worth lead, but that doesn't mean anything. We've seen Alliance's games going 50, 60,000 gold ahead of the enemy team, and then they are finishing it.
Now the items are there to enable these fights from both teams. They continue to accrue. Basher from the Troll. Didn't get the bash before on the TPing out Willow. It's like, maybe this time around I can get it.
Yeah, it's easier with the Basher.
Yeah. Gotta slip it in, then you got the Abyssal Blade. That gives both the cores as well some more lockdown. TA's got it from the Mel Bash, and you've got it from Troll Warlord through the Basher itself, and with the attack speed. Just good time. It's just good RNG. Attack fast.
When you say Basher, I don't know if you're saying Bash or Basher, Toby. Because you add ER at...
Wow! Wow! You know, there's a level of trust that you have with your co-caster. Out the window, Lacoste. I don't trust you. Can I have Kyle back? He may be wrong, but at least he's calling me. I say that now, he's gonna be an absolute dick to me in the next game.
Yeah, this is a huge one. Centaur just hit level 25 as well. The extra stomp duration, once those BKBs are down, it's so easy to control. Observer board, the casual, almost 300 gold when you kill it.
They're not ready with the ES. They cannot go on Boxy while ES is on the other side of the map. Now Tiger goes in. You also have to commanding with a Curse Crown. Nice follow-up stun from Boxy. Maybe they have enough to get through the Troll Warlord. One quick 4-step up. He'll get the BKB go. Rock also being dropped by Insania. Just in the middle of the fight, but remember they want to engage back out. The Hux BKB's already worn up. The Storm Spirit with the Sheep's Gun, slowing him down. FNG needs to get the silence, but Mick and Koifa, BKB protected. They may be soul binded up. Disarm, he can't attack. He wanted to use his stun to get his life back again, but maybe with the stun over on Koifa and the Ravage follow-up emerges. He's keeping Koifa on lockdown, even though the Troll is gone. They may have enough damage for the TA. No, they don't. TA is still too busy with Boxy in the back lines, so Mickey is just following up the two supports, but Mickey maybe bit off a lot more than he can chew. Buyback is coming in from the Grimstroke. They're underneath the shrine. They're still trying to battle this. Boxy finally brought down by Immersion. He rolling bolted in, and the Hex is up. It's almost everybody dead from Alliance apart from Koifa. But Alliance...
Bottom lane is pushing in. Someone needs to address the double damage at spawn, but Roche is not
They all use their TPs to go north. They can't go back to defend the lane of ranks. Okay, you've got one. TA has hers. She'll get rid of it and keep the wave alive. Alliance, they know they got the Bank of Sweden ready to fund them back into this game if they need to buy back. But they won't need to, or maybe they do. Roshan, yeah. Welcome to the target.
Look at all those items.
And look at the double damage rune that's sitting in front of Roshan. If they come up and see this, TA will make a beeline for it. And this will force the buybacks from Alliance, even though they don't have information.
Koifa does not have a buyback. He's short 180 gold because they... Oh, this is really big for Gambit.
Double damage, every single thing. This is the double Ravage. This is what they need. Hell, I'd even give the Aghanims to Afo and have him teleport to do a split push game at this point.
I would love to see Aghanim Scepter picked up by FNG. Create illusion of a Morphling. I doubt they're gonna give it to him, but I would love to see that.
All right, what do we got? Who consumes, who grabs what?
Let's see if they're gonna give it to him. FNG is going into Roche Pit.
Have to open up some slots, however. They're moving the boots out from Afo. So what's he gonna get first? Watch the grab. So Dahak will take the Aegis to the Immortal.
And yeah, they gave it to Grimstroke. That's a smart play right there. The Dark Portrait, 150 damage. You can even use the third spell of Grimstroke on it, and it's basically invincible. It also has a free BKB. This is one of the reasons why Inkswell got changed. So you can use it on spell immune units.
Boy, he's just going to turn Alliance's strength against them. And Alliance still haven't gotten that bottom lane. Like, it's hilarious because the bottom lane continues to push in. The same thing as we always said for Radiant's side. They're always on the defense, but this Rax is still up. So Alliance's only big momentum push they have is either through their heroes or through the advantage they have in the mid lane.
This went from 15,000 to 2,000 in 2 minutes, Toby. Now Earth Spirit even has that gem, so they're gonna need to pick up even more. TA is fully jacked.
I love how we actually showed the graph as well, which didn't keep up with it. The graph takes a little second to update.
If Koikwa had a buyback there, they would have taken that fight, at least try to make something happen.
Oh,
It was a risky play though, but he was 200 gold short.
I am loving this item arrival for Immersion. A BKB is coming on the courier right now, so the Earth Spirit can stand strong in the fights. Open space up, be the initiator, which allows Templar Assassin to use that Daedalus you mentioned to really start hitting in hard. And she's also changing up with BTs. Getting rid of the treads, going into BTs, because right now she's using Blink Dagger to move. A mover speed of 327 on a Templar Assassin. But if you blink, you can already get in. Smoke up from both sides. Bo3 will have one break. The Observer's already up. They get a quick silence over on the Sentinel. No Stampede away. Follow-up Ravage. They want to get this kill nice and quick. The follow-up Sun's not going to be there. The Rock actually coming in from Alliance. They're holding the Sentinel alive and now down. A buyback is available. He may have just instantly committed because Quopa, he'll need more help. He's running out of mana. And Dahak, he's ready to fight. The BKBs are wearing off. Immersion rolling boulders in again. Another quick stun. And this could be the dieback. The Sentinel trapped up. BK, it's actually trying to break free. Yeah, you're right. It is actually him. He'll move back a little bit further away. Warlock picked in the back line. Zapper wants to continue the run forward. Bo3, however, it's a big stun. It's on 3. Koifa with the Vortex Black Hole. He'll hold him there. Immersion. He'll consume the cheese. Getting the light back up again. Now with the silence. They can't keep this push going at Alliance, but maybe you can. You'll set this up from both sides. Koifa, they hit the second Ravage. It connects from Gambit. Koifa needs to buy back. He needs to be involved in this fight. Huge lighting all the way from base. All the way to the fight. They called Afo. He actually grabbed Afo. They're going to kill him down. Or can they? Refraction is up.
Disarm.
They need to kill him. They've got him as well. Meanwhile, on the back lines to Hawks, BKB TP out. He'll be successful. Alliance have committed the bank.
They need to force buybacks right now. Both of these have run right now, and the bounty runes are also spawning. So they took pretty much everything away from Gambit, but it cost them a couple of buybacks. Warlock, Storm Spirit. But they're cycling those buybacks nicely because Morphling has one ready right now. Ooh. Also, I don't think there's enough saving items on Alliance's side. They have a Glimmer Cape, they have a Force Staff, but they could use one more. A Lotus Orb would be extremely good.
Here's your first buyback. ES is up. Templar Assassin holding hers. Mickey, she'll be able to claim this range Rax. The melee will follow through Mickey and Tiger, the only two that are showing themselves on the front lines. Bo3 is waiting for the right opportunity. Goodbye bottom lane of Rax. Gambit don't believe it's worth the fight.
This is a huge way with the double catapult. 40 seconds without a TA. She has a buyback, but...
that's like 9 or 10 range creep as well, ready to attack. And yeah, what do you do? Run the Tidehunter forward. With the kick, they'll clean up most of the wave.
Hex is causing a lot of issues because they don't have a Lotus Orb, they don't have a Lincoln Sphere on their carries. Neither Storm Spirit nor Morph have one.
Gambit are the only ones running around with that, but now a Satanic will arrive for the Morphling. Mickey's been pretty hard to kill as it is.
I would love to see a Lincoln Sphere on Koikwa because they don't have any single target spells besides the Gush and the Hex. He needs to be alive in these team fights, and he just bought back also Arcane Rune. He should sell his power threads at this point.
Oh, another Aghanim Intercept is arriving. You have to start going through all of these now. It's the Dark Willow as one coming on the courier.
He needs to invest all his gold in the items right now because there's no point in saving it for a buyback.
Over here now. Zap.
I saw Kuras now out from the Centaur too. Survivability items. He'll take that considering he's always been the bait for Alliance.
Warlock went for that Shadow Word cooldown, but on level 20 he still took Golem on that. So instead of AoE Shadow Word, I would love to see the XP gain talent instead. He would have been level 25 by now, and you would have Magic Immune Golem. Or in this case, you would have Golems with more armor because you're playing against Troll and Templar Assassin.
That's some great numbers for Dark Willow. 100% win rate, no matter which what I do. I think the sample side's a little small. Gambit 4-man smoke up, ready to fight. TA showing further down in the lane. But they're in the tree lines. That's where Alliance is TPing out. Rolling ball to 4. They found Insania. But they need to follow up. The Bramble is keeping Gambit away. The Rock will drop, trying to create a little bit more space. With the Stampede defensively, Warlock is able to get himself out to safety. And Gambit smoke goes begging, at least for a core pickup. But they have the Warlocks rocked down for a minute and, well, now 50 seconds.
Templar Assassin actually changed power threads for a Deso. Now Deso back for power threads.
I think she preferred to outslide the BTs there. Here comes Gambit. Up the hill, TA traps watching the side. She's the one being initiated on with the hook stomp and the double silence very quickly out. And Alliance still want to retreat. Mickey, that BKB is helping him being protected for the moment. Immersion still going in deep. They're getting rid of the defensive vision. So Alliance trying to actually blind them up as this push continues in. It's that illusion from Grimstroke that Mickey had to go and deal with. Koifa thinking about the back line with that DD you mentioned. But the mid lane's pushing in. The tier 4 towers are being attacked.
If someone TPs right now, Storm will jump in. Shiva's Guard will give it. There it is. They see that. Now they need to go in.
Long jump, going over towards the Templar Assassin. They don't actually catch the Tidehunter, but who can they get? Koifa jumping back out. Aphos burn the BKB. They get a quick silence. Maybe a little bit too far out there. Up and towards the air. The Harpy will hit the deck. And with a quick terrorize, she still will be held in position. They had the stuns. You'll have the air disc trigger, but the damage output down for 100 seconds. Tiger really trying to make sure that Gambit couldn't move back out.
Yeah, Afterlife, he TP'd back, bought POTs so he can be in that fight if needed. Now TA has...
now she's doing the same.
Yeah.
TP scroll in, BT's up, you switch him back out, put the Desolator in if you need to try and push into base. Smart play from Gambit to be able to deal with this global pressure that Alliance are applying. Oh, Boxy, so close to immersion. He's watching Dahak. Your hoof stomp will begin. FNG moving over. Tidehunter, they'll start with a gush, with the Stampede, some movement speed, immersion, just kicking it back out again. Boxy, be careful. The stun hit too. The Ravage will connect the two as well. Dahak is just going to town. Mickey's in too close. He's got a little bit more life to kick in, but now Afro's arriving with the bash up and Koifa! The Vortex hole, pulling him in and out. They can't find the lockdown. Buyback arrives from Tiger, and Gambit again have to retreat. There's so much of the line for both of these sides. They're neck and neck.
It doesn't mean anything that they have 2 Rax's advantage at this point because they get career easy snipe. One-shotted. This
it wasn't
Hex
worth
and bashes, meld bashes plus Basher and Troll Warlord is causing issues. Also, Boxy was being caught out of a position. He needs to be careful because he does not have a buyback, so they need to invest a lot to actually save him there.
He's walking underneath the Observer Ward. Gambit, no, and they are backing up. They are not going to take this fight while Ravage is down once again. Man, it's like I have to almost start checking Roshan. He will spawn in a minute and 10 seconds. Another Roshan arriving, another Aghanim Scepter to be consumed, but more importantly, it's the Refresher Orb. It seems like it's the biggest thing that gives Gambit the initiation they wanted, because they can start with Ravage, or they can also follow up with Ravage. I don't even care if it's double Stampede, if it's whatever, from Alliance. They need to have these AoE controllers.
Aghanim Scepter is ready on Dark Willow, but she doesn't deal that much damage. I would prefer to see a Hex in this kind of a situation because BKBs are extremely low and they just maybe lack a little bit of control. And now there's a Refresher
potential
and Vlads.
Potential triple Ravage if you got the mana pool for it. And if you can get the Refresher shot, of course.
Alliance is hoping for a longer Roche spawn because Koikwa still does not have his buyback.
Yeah, actually look at Morphling. He's got Aghanim Scepter consumable lined up. So he wants to try and eat something else. Like he's sure at a point where like, what else can I buy? It's the supports who are starting to get a little bit richer. That Hex you asked for from a support, you're going to get it, but it's going to come from immersion. He's already spent his money for it, so you're adding a second Hex. Roshan's up, the TA trap's being planted down, and Dahak, he will begin. Morphling sends his first illusion in. They see Roshan, Dahak, Lotus Orb protection.
30 seconds for Storm's buyback.
And Storm's still pushing in the top lane. Gambit don't want to go inside the pit. It's too dangerous. Every time they do it, Koifa just ball lightnings into the pit.
Yeah, their lanes will be naturally pushed because they are playing against the super creeps.
Yep.
Oh, another double damage because why not? Also Arcane Rune on the bottom. Koiwa has the vision of it.
Why not? He burned all of his mana to get down there, however, but 63 mana a second regeneration is not too shabby. He's burning clarity to ensure he could do this as fast as he is. And Tidehunter doing the split push, so he's taking care of that bottom lane.
Storm Spirit bought everything. He doesn't even have a buyback at this point.
They're putting their walls and sentries down once more. They want to see how many traps are inside the pit. Another Morphling illusion sent in. It wants to actually clean this up. Takes care of only one of the traps, but sees both. And Gambit understand. They know that there's vision just north of the pit. Alliance put it down every single time this Roshan fight has happened.
It's going to be hard, Toby, for Alliance to win this. Double Hex. You have a refresher on Tidehunter, which means double Ravage.
Yeah. All they can do is push out the sides. BT's coming down to the bottom lane. Afo wants to be safe. Koifa, he doesn't need BTs, but the jump in.
There's the
Afo
bash.
goes for the stun. Support's coming in. Tidehunter, Ravage number 1. He's got a second with a refresher off. He's going to pop it. Not triggering the second, however. Koifa moving further away. Now back in again. But the bash, the melt hit. Koifa went back in to get hit with the vortex. He holds him there. The jump up and away.
He needs to get
trying
out.
to do all the work at the moment. And now Afo's in trouble. Koifa doesn't have to go anywhere. He just has to stick around and watch Afo dive it back at Roshan. Boxy, the TP out. The kick comes through. Immersion. He catches Boxy. It's the bigger kill because Boxy doesn't have buyback.
Man, Koifa was playing with his life. He doesn't have a buyback. He was 500 gold short. Now he's only 200 gold away from it.
Dude, life on the edge. Life
Boxy.
on the edge.
Boxy also has no buyback.
Careful where you're going with Immersion. He's moving up. The 60-minute runes are about to spawn. This is the money that Alliance wants, but Koifa, silence, FNG, here comes Immersion, rolling boulder in. They can get the follow-up Hex. No, they can't. BKB from Koifa will protect him. The Inkswell stun time. Not going to be there. It's just the Cursed Crown just jumping everywhere. But Koifa, he's got no mana. Right on top of him, Tidehunter. He was looking to start the Ravage, and maybe now he'll do it. The blink forward, but there's no real follow-up. He can move over. Insania, now the new target. The stun from Dahak. It'll connect. The Bramble won't save him. Insania, that's his death rock. Buyback's available. Mickey now trying to pump through. The damage output. That's your Aghanim Scepter running forward, looking for more damage. He doesn't have it just yet. Dahak. The Cursed Crown, he dodged it easily with the Manta style. Still, TA is not brought back. That bottom lane is pushing in. We have to, again, reset the lanes up. But you know Gambit want Roshan. They want to slip in there. Maybe even just force a buyback from one of these heroes. Thanks to the Rune, Centaur has buyback again now.
Yeah, they pick up 4 bounties at this point. Bounties bring so much gold. There it is,
There's your first buyback. I do love how
The faster you use it, the faster you're gonna have it again, Toby.
I just love it, the Mickey, when he consumes the Aghanim Scepter so he can become Tiger. It's just like pumping so much damage output. You don't care if Tiger doesn't do the damage in the first place. Like, hey, just stand next to the Morphling. That's all that needs to happen here. Double Ravage is coming off cooldown in 10 seconds time. Another problem that Alliance still haven't really found a great answer to, apart from Ball Lightning away. Take a fight on the off lanes.
He has morph target allies, so if he turns into Dark Willow, that's just insanely good. Lowers the mana cost, lowers the cooldown on the spells.
Yep. It just becomes cannon. Cannon Morphling with immunity. Sure.
Yeah, you also have an increased cast range, so...
They're just sending illusions down. A double damage rune, because that's the reason why from the 40-minute mark we have action runes. Trying to finish this game up. Look how quickly they try and go for it. The Terrorize start to be worked up. Hera flies forward. Dahak forced back out. Tiger with a quick Eul Scepter. The Silence doesn't arrive just yet. The Terrorize is now down, throwing the Brambles. They're still waiting this out. Mickey can't work out where he wants to initiate into. Now the rolling boulder. That's not a real one. That's a fake Centaur. Now the real one comes in for the Sun Immersion. BKBs tries to rolling boulder back over the river and away to safety. Yeah, now you see how much damage the real Harpy does. It's Jackal.
Yeah, that's nothing. If it has Scotty effect, it's Morphling.
Oh, they're sending illusions towards mid lane as well. Creep skipping out, slowing down the waves, getting Gambit to look behind themselves. That's why it's so great they've got the BTs level 2. They can TP onto the heroes, the ones that can't just be picked up by Alliance, who are looking for a pick-off now. They smoke up. But who do they find?
Late game Dota in this patch is the best Dota. Moon Shards, Refresher Orbs, Aghanim Scepter Sins.
Look at FNG, stay in the trees. HY was right.
That's the old meme.
I'm old.
Tier 1 meme.
Oh, stop! The initiation comes in. He's in a little bit of trouble. They run forward with a terrorize. No way to respond. Immersion is buyback available. He'll use it instantly. Roshan becomes a new target for Alliance to go on. But maybe with the Hex, Tiger, he'll break free. The Stampede trying to get both of them back out to safety. Waiting for your Blink Ravage. Mickey's moving over as well. Boxy wants to retreat. Afro. Oh, he clipped himself. He's blinked up on top of the hill. Instantly BT back down again. That is not where he wanted to be. And it's done. He actually... Oh, no. He's got another TP. There's another one ready to go. Get back down again. Rolling boulder forward, Immersion, they want the kills, they don't want to stop now. Boxy, he's in trouble, isolated up, the rock will drop from Insania, combining with the photo bomb for the Ravage. Number 1 will arrive with the vortex back, maybe Koipa's got enough damage, they get the kill, it's a fight, it's a second Ravage, but with the second Ravage, the stop control is right, Alliance, they have to start buying back in here, it's Koipa, the bash is out, Afro hit him with the metal strike, and got the control now, Mickey tries to return the favor, TA is down for the count, buyback will reset that count, however, as Storm Spirit once more,
he
looking for the kill.
What a zip.
So far across the map, FNG's on the run, connected into the bramble, no one can save him, a triple kill for Tiger, as Gambit buys back almost all of Russia into this game, 4 heroes back up again as Alliance start Roshan.
But once again, bottom lane is pushing, there's a region rune for Storm Spirit, he wants to grab it. They need to give this Aegis if they can kill the Roche, the Storm Spirit, because he just bought back a zoning Bramble. There's no Ravage.
Yeah, and that's the bigger thing. No Rock, no Ravage, no Stampede for the moment. But you got your better Ravage. It's cheap, it's easy, it's Koipa.
Kill those illusions, look at that go.
So much around Roshan. The enabler, Soulbind will begin. Now you jump in. Mickey, he'll BKB up quickly. Boxy gets the hoof stomp out. It's over on Tidehunter. The Hawk can't find the target he wants. He's disarmed, so he couldn't attack anyway. Apo hoping for that backline jump. It feels like the Hawk is just trying to get them to come forward. So you can just hit that backline with Apo, but he can't find the opening.
They need to use this opportunity because there's no immersion for 40 seconds. And also bottom lane is pushing in.
Yeah, jump in. Tide, once again, going after Mickey. Trying to use the stun. He's got a curse crown on himself at the moment. The Hawk trying to battle around this Bramble. The jump forward. Afro, what have you really got? Not much more. Boxy backs up a Tiger. He's caught on the wrong side of the river. That's the support they've been waiting for. Just a little bit too far out of position, but the curse crown makes it difficult to keep the push going. Roshan started up again. Mickey's back inside the pit. They're seeing it just fly out the Inkswell. A quick stampede. They found a target with the Bramble. It's over on the Troll. Ravage. It connects nicely, but it only hits on the very, very side. Actually allowing the Hawk a little bit more time. A quick force up. He'll get up the hill. Or will he? He's actually stuck on the bottom. The TP's out. They have to actually go back and defend base, but they're not done just yet. Now TA is up.
Look at that.
Dying so quickly. It's the painted woman smacking him across the face as Mickey. He'll waveform himself away. The Hawk looks at Roshan. He knows he's low. Boxy, he won't stand for it. Koipa, he's running for his own jump. He goes in again. The Hawk didn't start it. He's waiting for the fight. My God, it's the Briar patch in front of Roshan.
There's a huge wave. In their base, Toby, they need to address it.
Afro's gone back. He can TP himself back out again if he needs to. But Roshan again, Alliance, knocking on the door. The Hawk, he moves inside the Bramble. He wants to start this up. You still don't have that Ravage ready from the Tidehunter. Rock is up from Alliance. The tension is palpable.
The nerves, I love this. Refresher picked up 4 double Bedlam and
no buyback to Hawk.
No one has a buyback besides Morphling at this point. And they need to kill this illusion. The Dark Portrait, he can solo kill people. You can see it on the Storm Spirit, who's not an easy target to get. Oh,
Nullifier.
Another double damage.
So you're getting Nullifier up, you're getting Abyssal Blade up, have yourself a double damage. This game's got everything. 67 minutes in. Mickey, he's walking inside the pit. The Hawk navigates the Bramble. The second one planted, but the Hawk walks all around it. He starts the stuns out. Boxy misses on the hoof stomp. The Hawk dodges with the Manta Sal. The Soulbind silences anything they've got. Mickey backs up out of the pit once again. Roshan, he's repairing as fast as the teams are damaging him, but Mickey's not done yet. Upheaval, still inside the pit. Hard to move. Now, another jump. Tidehunter, still no Ravage. Koipa goes to the back line. He's looking for him with the Terrorize. He doesn't actually get the initiation he was searching for. The Ravage, it'll connect. There's so much trouble. Mickey trying to get himself back out of this one, but he is still alive. Immersion, rolling boulders in, but Mickey's protected by the BKB. Afro, he'll get the Meltdown shot, but he won't be able to live. 2 minutes on the sideline, and now they're maybe Alliance. They're going to find the stuns they need. The Ravage is out. They pull the Tidehunter into GG. While played in the ticket to Shanghai to compete at the International. Stood in their way. We had the showdown we were looking for. And my God, this team, they've really pulled themselves together to take the victory.